Breaking now, what we're learning about a mother facing charges after two students, including a 6-year-old, are caught with guns at two local schools. Then safety is top of mind following the mass shooting at Michigan State University. See the new security features tested today at UNC.
Spring is in the air, but it's not time to ditch your winter coats just yet. The temperature downturn I'm tracking and the rain coming with it.
Plus, the happy hour changes that could be coming to restaurant menus across the state. Right now at 7, we continue following breaking news after guns were found inside two area schools today. One of them was in a 6-year-old child's backpack at Fairview Elementary School in Rocky Mount. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. The other gun was found at Wendell Middle School. And in the last hour and a half, we have learned that the student's mother is now being charged with storing a firearm in a manner accessible to a minor, which is a misdemeanor.
WRAL's Aaron Thomas is following this story. He joins us now live in Wendell after speaking with a parent whose child goes to that school. Aaron?
Yeah, worried and concerned is the sentiment that I got from that parent along with other ones here at Wendell Middle School. We did just learn in the past hour or so that a 32-year-old mother has been charged, which is a misdemeanor in North Carolina, as Dan did refer to a while ago. Breaking down what happened here at Wendell Middle School today, thankfully nobody was hurt, and the principal says that the middle school student did not threaten anyone. In a letter to parents, the student reportedly wanted to show the weapon to classmates, and investigators did take that gun away. Then we go over to Rocky Mount. You can see Sky 5 is giving you an aerial view of Fairview Elementary. Investigators there say that a 6-year-old boy came to school with an unloaded 9mm handgun in his backpack. Now, that gun never made it out of the bag, but did cause a disturbance during the school day. One grandparent I spoke with tonight has a granddaughter here at Wendell Middle School. He says that these incidents should serve as a reminder for gun owners to safely store away their weapons.
I'm very worried about my grandchildren. I love all of them, you know. Like I said, the parents and the schools need to do a better job with this gun thing because it's really getting out of hand.
Yeah, this certainly has several families with children in public schools talking. On our late news beginning at 10 on Fox 50, we're going to go into further detail about the current law on the books and what one anti-gun violence advocate wants to see from school systems and lawmakers to address this serious matter. Deborah?
Aaron Thomas live in Wendell. Thanks, Aaron. Today, WRAL learned Granville County Public Schools is the latest system to consider metal detectors in elementary schools. They currently use walk-through detectors in all secondary schools. They are used to screen students and visitors. They're also already used at sporting events. The county is still getting feedback from parents and the community about the elementary schools.
Now let's take a look at the latest developments in the Michigan State University mass shooting. The biggest mystery still remains the motive. Authorities have identified the third person killed, Ariel Anderson, a junior. She, sophomore Brian Fraser, a junior, and Alexandria Verner all died. 5 others were wounded. The shooter died as well. Today, investigators said they found a note in the suspect's pocket, including threats to schools in New Jersey. The shooting highlighting the conversation for tighter security on college campuses across the country and right here in our own backyard. WRL's Chelsea Donovan explains UNC tested their emergency alert system today.
Just after noon today, a loud sound spread through UNC's campus.
Attention. This is an Alert Carolina test.
Grad student Marina Klanova heard the siren.
Makes me feel pretty good knowing that they have these systems in place.
She had already gotten the alert on her Carolina Ready app, a main source of communication and notification between the university and students in case of a real threat, emergency, or active shooter incident.
Every freshman student or transfer student who is new to UNC is required to go through what we call our Carolina Ready training session.
Daryl Jeter, Director of Emergency Management and Planning on the sprawling campus, says the training is crucial. It teaches run, hide, fight scenarios and how to be aware of exits and entry points in classrooms, all of which stay unlocked, far different from residence halls.
As a state institution and an open campus, how do we balance safety with also making sure that our campus is accessible to the students, faculty, staff, and visitors?
It was in a classroom at Michigan State where a gunman opened fire Monday night, killing 3 students and injuring 5 others. A major concern for students on a campus here, hundreds of miles away.
You just don't even think too much about it until you realize how, that could be you.
Chelsea Donovan, WRAL News, Chapel Hill.
Wake County reports a record number of tourists last year. Experts say the reasons why people travel to the Triangle are changing. WRAL's Monica Casey looks into the latest data.
Tourism is rounding a corner in Wake County. 2022 was a sigh of relief for local hotels.
The first couple months of the year were a little bit quieter, but in March things really started to improve for us.
General manager of the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel, Joel Fuller, tells me they are filling up frequently.
Compared to pre-pandemic times, we're getting very close to the levels we saw in 2019.
2022 had record high tax collections. Hotel lodging taxes totaled $33 million, up 45% over 2021. Food and beverage taxes were $40.8 million, up 19% over 2021.
Yeah, it puts us all in a great mood, right?
Visit Raleigh's Dennis Edwards says increased hotel occupancy numbers show tourism is back.
As soon as the mask mandates were lifted, we started seeing conventions returning, festivals and events, concert season was back to normal.
Business travel was a staple, but it's been slower to recover. Now leisure tourism is picking up the slack.
We're starting to see a lot more people coming here for vacations or visiting friends or relatives or just a quick getaway.
Fuller says the events have been a game changer for his hotel.
The festivals and all the activity here downtown have really driven, helped drive occupancy for us and just made our restaurants much busier, and the overall feel of the hotel is certainly improved from the previous couple of years.
There are already more than 300 events booked in Wake County for this year, with a projected economic impact of $131 million. Monica Casey, WRAL News in Raleigh.
A diverse group came together in Moore County to denounce racial, religious, and anti-LGBTQ hatred. In a sign of unity, they gathered at a bridge on US 1 near the town of Vass. That's where this sign was, the sign you see there, seen last December, the same day as the Jewish celebration of Hanukkah began. Olinda Watkins McSurley with the NAACP joined others to send a positive message today.
This is not the first time that this has happened here in Moore County. It probably won't be the last, but we just want to send out that message that here in Moore County, we love people.
The group hopes to get more people living in nearby communities to denounce all forms of hatred.
The menu could soon look a little different when you grab a cocktail with friends after work. Happy hour may soon be coming back to North Carolina bars and restaurants. WRAL's Destiny Patterson has new reaction on the proposal.
You can already walk into restaurants and bars and get deals on food after work. But now some lawmakers are trying to add the option of alcohol to those happy hour specials.
People hear happy hour and everybody's all in for that.
Currently, state law only allows bars and restaurants like Buffalo Brothers to offer a drink special from open to close. They can't offer special prices during a designated period of time. If this bill, filed Monday, is approved, cities and counties would have the authority to allow limited time drink specials.
It puts more money in our pocket.
The current ban has been in place since the 1980s. Lawmakers in favor of the bill say it's time to catch up with the times.
We're more the outlier here that folks come into the state and they go, what's that all about?
If you're going to drink, you're going to drink. So that's my take on it. I think it should be legalized here.
As long as everybody is safe doing so.
On the other hand, some say drink specials can lead to more binge drinking and drunk driving. Julie Graves says it's about being responsible.
I think if people are going to drink, they need to be, more mindful of how much to drink. But I definitely think the specials would attract people more.
A similar bill was filed last year but did not pass. We'll watch this one as it goes through the legislature. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, Raleigh.
Today, WRAL NZ Capital briefly talked to Representative Jason Sain, the bill's sponsor. He said he's more optimistic this time around.
Still ahead, PNC Arena is getting a facelift. We're going to show you the first look at the future for the home of the Canes and NC State basketball. Plus,
From a fan fest downtown on Friday night to college hockey back here at Carter Finley on Monday, everything you need to know to take advantage of the NHL Stadium Series weekend of events coming up.
And as Brett was just saying, it is a big weekend. A lot of those events outdoors, so weather is key. I'll have your Canes Fan Fest and Stadium Series forecasts coming up.
Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
A newly released autopsy confirms former state NAACP President Reverend Anthony Spearman died of suicide. The Guilford County Sheriff's Office investigated Spearman's death after he was found dead in his home in Greensboro in July of 2022. He was in his early 70s and, of course, a champion of social justice and long an advocate for the sick or imprisoned.
Wake County's web address is now safer and shorter. The county changed its domain to wake.gov, which is better for search and security. County email addresses were also updated to include the change. The change had to be approved by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security because only U.S. government-based agencies can have the .gov domains.
The board that oversees ownership of PNC Arena wants to move fast to give the 23-year-old concert and sports venue a bit of a facelift. This afternoon, the Centennial Authority had the first look at potential designs for and renovations to expand the arena. The entire outside would be refreshed. The plan calls for a new gateway entrance off Edwards Mill Road. Inside, the designs show social spaces where people can hang out, including a terrace bar overlooking the arena from the upper concourse, and more grab-and-go food options and drink options.
It's got strong bones. It was built well, but how can we refresh it in a way that makes the modern fan, whether it's for an NC State basketball game, a hockey game, or a concert, have a world-class experience? And now's the time to do it.
The project would likely cost hundreds of millions of dollars from Raleigh and Wake County. The authority would like to complete the upgrades over the next 4 to 5 years. Meantime, we're inching closer and closer to the big game right next door. Just 4 days until the NHL Stadium Series outdoor game between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals at Carter Finley.
Boy, it is pretty exciting. Take a look at all the progress made over the last week or so. Crews are actually ahead of schedule. Boy, they've been working fast. This is new time-lapse video released by the NHL today. WRAL's Brett Neese shows us all the events happening throughout the weekend you can take advantage of.
Take a look at this. This is the stage for the NHL Stadium Series. Just a little bit ago, they took the tarp off the ice, and you can see the lines and logos that were just painted last night as they continue to work to make sure this rink is ready for Saturday's game. Just over to the right, you can see the stage that they're building for the first intermission concert with Jake Owen. But really, all the fun gets underway on Friday night when Canes Fan Fest takes over Fayetteville Street. The finishing touches are being put on Carter Finley Stadium to transform it from a football field to an NHL hockey rink. Under the warm Carolina sun, crews shield the ice with a tarp. Officials tell me they can manage the weather, but forecasted rain on Friday may cancel practices for both teams. While that work is taking place, organizers are preparing for a huge celebration downtown on Friday.
Typically, nothing happens this time of the year, but what I think we're looking forward to is one, bringing community together, celebrating people of all backgrounds, having something that's free, it's family friendly, it's open to the public.
There will be a stage on both ends of Fayetteville Street with bands playing live music all day at the Canes Fan Fest. A Ferris wheel and other inflatables will line the streets with food trucks similar to First Night Raleigh.
This town is truly just going to be electric, and it's going to be one of these things you don't want to miss, and it makes you feel like you can still be a part of it without going to the game.
To finish things off, a drone show like this one will take place at 6 p.m. Drones with different colors will light up the sky behind the state capitol, and then fireworks at 9 p.m.
This is a great way to have an opportunity to come and experience some of the pageantry, the magic, the excitement, just everything that's happening that weekend.
If you're lucky enough to have a ticket to the game on Saturday, the NHL has their own Fan Fest starting at 2 o'clock outside the stadium. But if you don't have a seat here for that game and you still want to experience outdoor hockey in all its glory, you can do that on Monday when the Canes alumni game takes place, followed by UNC and NC State's club hockey teams taking the ice here behind me. It's going to be a weekend full of a lot of fun events. You got to take advantage. From Carter Finley Stadium, Brett Neese, WRAL News.
I'm getting so excited about this. It's almost here. Both games at Carter Finley on Monday that Brett just mentioned are free, and I'll be live from Fan Fest in downtown Raleigh on Friday. You can expect live music, player meet and greets, a Ferris wheel, even that drone show that Brett was talking about. It all wraps up with those fireworks at 9 p.m. Head to WRAL.com for a complete rundown of Friday's events.
I'm jealous. I really am, because you and Kat both get to be down there for all the fun. And the weather's going to be near perfect. This time lapse is great as they get everything kind of up and running. And there's nothing like outdoor hockey. The weather's going to be great for it. Not too hot, obviously. Kat, what's it going to look like out there?
It's going to be perfect on Saturday. And I'm telling you, Friday does not look bad either for the Fan Fest. I think we are really acing this forecast. Friday, there is rain in the forecast, and you'll see that. But by the time we get past noon, most of the rain should be out of here. I encourage you, check in for an update tomorrow. That's when we'll get in our high-resolution model data. But for Fan Fest, mostly cloudy, drying out. Temperatures in the 50s, falling into the 40s, and a wind chill out there with a gusty northwest wind. You will want to bring a jacket with you Friday night if you are headed to downtown Raleigh. On Saturday, check this out. It is just a picture-perfect forecast for the Canes taking on the Capitals. 6 o'clock for the Tailgaters. Temperatures should be in the mid-40s. Nice and cool for puck drop at 8 o'clock, 41 degrees. And by 10 o'clock, temperatures in the upper 30s. Make sure you've got your coat with you. You can bring blankets into the game as well. Make sure you're bundled up out there. It'll be chilly. It's our one day on the entire 7-day forecast that we cool down, and it is just in time for the outdoor game. We do have changes coming thanks to this cold front. It's going to cool us down, and it's going to bring some rain with it Thursday night into the early part of Friday. But up until then, it is going to be feeling more like mid-April than mid-February this week. Just look at these numbers. We're talking about pollen counts rising. We got our first pollen update today, really giving us a feel that it's starting to look and feel like spring outside. Tree pollen in the high category, elm, juniper, and alder are the issues out there that we've seen today. So we may need that rain by the time we get to Thursday night. Goldsboro, it's a beautiful evening. Temperatures are quite comfortable for your Valentine's evening planner. 8 o'clock, 56 degrees, 10 o'clock, 51 degrees tonight. We will see an increase in cloud cover tonight into tomorrow. So not the clear blue skies that we woke up to today. Still, it's a beautiful day. 75 in Raleigh, 76 in Rocky Mount tomorrow. Upper 60s in Roxborough, 75 in Sanford, 76 in Smithfield. And just look at these numbers, 78 for Fayetteville, Clinton, Goldsboro tomorrow. Doesn't look like February or feel like February at all with numbers like that. There is a very small chance for rain tomorrow and Thursday. Really, most of us are just going to see an increase in cloud cover over the next few days. Thursday night, an 80% chance for rain, a 60% chance for rain on Friday. But remember, that's early in the day. Once the rain clears out, we see temperatures dropping throughout the day. That's why we put the arrow there. That 64 may actually happen at midnight. 50s for the afternoon. Windy as the colder air pushes in. We're down to 30 by Saturday morning, so some freezing temperatures to kick off the morning Saturday and really solidify that ice out there. 53 the high on Saturday, and looking ahead, we're right back up to 70 by the time we get to Monday. But we've got a dry weekend on the way, some cooler weather, and we should be dry for Fan Fest. And I think that we would be dry as well for the Canes and the Capitals practices. Those start at 4 and 6 o'clock Friday.
We're getting everything we want. No complaints.
Very
Thanks,
lucky. Valentine's Day just got a whole lot cuter, from local rescue animals to WakeMed's tiniest patients. We're going to show you some sweet celebrations.
Also, you can listen to this newscast as a podcast. The WRAL Daily Podcast features entire newscasts from beginning to end, morning, noon, evening, 7 p.m. You can catch them, listen to them in the car on your way to work. You can find WRAL News Daily in Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Garner native and country star Scotty McCreery just recently launched a new tour. Shows are already selling out.
Yeah, in the last few weeks, his shows in Charlotte and Greenville, South Carolina were among those at full capacity. Some of McCreery's March and April shows are also sold out, and others have limited tickets left. He's performing at the Grand Ole Opry tonight, and he's back in North Carolina in Greensboro June 17th for the Brooks and Dunn reboot tour.
Got a good voice, that guy.
Yeah, and he's a new dad too, so I had little Avery up on stage even with him. Well, what a better way to spread love this Valentine's Day than with the gift of money.
Yeah, this morning, the WRAL Knights of Lights team made a special delivery to 2 community nonprofits. Donations were delivered to Healing Transitions and Interfaith Food Shuttle. The donations are a result of your generous contributions. Knights of Lights ticket purchases donated almost $17,000 to local nonprofits. And later this week, an additional donation will be delivered to the Salvation Army in support of Coats for the Children. Great. Love is in the air in downtown Fayetteville.
Yeah, the city posted these pictures on its Facebook page today. This wall is located at 222 Hay Street, and it's known as the Love is Love Wall. One of these pictures we have here shows a newly engaged couple.
Well done.
Happy Valentine's Day. My parents were engaged on Valentine's Day. Very exciting. Well, some animals at the Carolina Tiger Rescue in Chatham County took in some Valentine's Day celebrations.
From tigers to porcupines to bobcats to whatever that is. The nonprofit is showing the rescue some love out there in the form of enrichment. These little love theme activities stimulate the animals both mentally and physically, which is important to their care. The rescue says that you can do the same with your pets at home. Get them out there, take them for a run or a walk.
Will you be mine? Very cute.
I like it. Some of WakeMed's tiniest patients celebrated their first Valentine's Day in a special way.
Oh, take a look at some of these adorable NICU babies. Hospital staff delivered handmade gifts to the little ones today, along with a little extra love.
Oh, is there anything better than that? Really cute. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us here on WRAL News.
Our next newscast at 10 on Fox 50 and then at 11 on WRAL. Have a great night. Happy Valentine's Day.
Local news doesn't stop here. Continue watching on all major streaming platforms with the WRAL app.